So this is a scenario training here. Basically, how this is going to work is I'm going to show you a list of disabilities, and then I'm going to show you how I think about these things. It's all about secondary claims. All about secondary claims. So we have these ones right here. Degenerative arthritis of the spine at 10, tinnitus 10, left knee 10, cervical strain 10, chronic left wrist 10, GAD, generalized anxiety disorder 70. That's a good one. Shoulder 20, knee 10, eye 0, allergic rhinitis 0, thumb 0, and it's a total combined rating of 90%. So the first thing that you need to do here is pop these into Hill and Ponton's calculator. They are the sponsor of today's video as well, by the way. And if you do that, you will find out that the true number is 88%. So they round up. So he's at 88, rounded up to 90. So we're at 88. We need to get to 95%. 95% rounds up to 100. We're going from 90% to 100, right? So we need 7 points. So basically for each point, when you're up this high, each point equals, each 10% equals 1 point. So we need 70%. 60 would probably get it done. We don't want to just barely get it done. We want to for sure get it done. So we're looking for 70. So I'm just going to go through this list right here that I just read off and just kind of reorganize it a little bit and then show you what I'm thinking. So we're going to lump all the orthopedic conditions together. You can go for bilateral factor, right knee secondary to left knee, right wrist secondary to left wrist, right shoulder secondary to left shoulder. If you want to go that route, you could definitely go the bilateral factor. That will move the needle a bit. But we're basically going to just take all these orthopedic conditions that are right here, and we're going to look at some secondaries that will apply to all of them. Arthritis of the back, secondary to back pain. Arthritis of the wrist, knee, cervical strain, still the back, wrist, shoulder, knee, thumb, you get arthritis. So you could do arthritis secondary to any of those, 20% rating. We're not going for 10s here because we need points. Cervical radiculopathy, secondary to back pain. That's 20% for radiculopathy. Cervical radiculopathy is when you're, that comes out of your neck. So it's cervical, thoracic, lumbar. Thoracic has radiculopathy, but it's kind of more in your mid body. More typical is cervical causes your arms to go numb and tingle and stuff. I have that. Ulnar nerve, carpal tunnel, all that. And then if you have lumbar issues, that's lumbar radiculopathy. So those usually come in at about 20%. So cervical, lumbar radiculopathy, anything that has to do with the spine, you could include other body parts. Migraines, those are not on this initial list right here. Whoops. This list, no migraines are on there, and a couple other things to note. He already has a 70% mental health rating, which is good. So you don't want to go layer in more mental health ratings. He's at 70. So I don't see migraines on there. I don't see radiculopathy on there. I don't see GERD. I don't see IBS. There's other ones. I don't see sleep apnea. So those are some of the high value secondary claims that come to mind. So that's where we're going to be focusing on. So that's where we're at. Lumbar radiculopathy, tingling in the legs. Migraine secondary to any ortho condition or any condition, 50%. GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, secondary to cervical strain, 30%. IBS secondary to cervical strain or any other condition. GERD and IBS are usually caused by meds. Migraines and the 150 other rateable conditions are headaches. They're caused by all sorts of stuff, meds, pain, stuff like that. Obviously, radiculopathy is pain, additional pain, but you're not getting compensated for it if you only have a cervical strain at 10%. Another good option here is TDIU. So if you're unable to work because of your disability, I would talk to a vocational expert, and there's a link in the description down there. Also, if you like this kind of content, consider subscribing to my channel, clicking, hitting, smashing, whatever, the like button, all that good kind of stuff, and moving right along. So we have tinnitus here. It's bilateral. There's only one rating for tinnitus, 10% bilateral. So that means both ears. But if it's in one or the other, still 10. So migraine secondary to tinnitus, that's a good one at 50%. Got my little Zoom thing going on here. Another one might be Meniere's disease secondary to tinnitus. That's 30. If you have it, if you have these disabilities, then you have them. If you don't, you don't. Move on and check something out. Check something else out. You don't know if you have GERD or IBS or half of this stuff because you never even heard of it before. Here, you're hearing it now, and this is how you get from 90% to 100%. Generalized anxiety disorder. I mentioned this. This is a mental health claim. This is a solid mental health rating. This is the one that I have, 70%. So you don't want to file depression secondary to anxiety or PTSD secondary to anxiety. You're wasting your time. You're going to end up with 70%. Don't even do that. And again, this is specific to this particular situation that I'm looking at right here. There's an eye thing. I don't know much about the eyes. I'm sure they're just more lowball ratings. Probably all of these secondaries that I already mentioned up here will probably apply to eyes too. So those are good secondaries for pretty much everything. And then we have allergic rhinitis at 0% service connected. A good one for allergic rhinitis might be sleep apnea secondary to allergic rhinitis. Breathing condition. Sleep apnea usually comes in at 50% if you get a CPAP machine. You're going to need a nexus for all of these things.